Crackhead Sam was warned not to return to Southside Jamaica, Queens by Marvin in the season 2 episode 10 finale, but he did. In order to give him one last hit before killing him, he caught up to him at a smoking location. Prior to becoming addicted to the crack rock, Sam worked as an accountant. Rack understands that Unique is a snake, not a rat. He assured her that he kept Sal in the dark about her procedure. She probed him about his connections. Rack was growing, but Unique told her he wasn't made to work for anyone. Rack squelched any romantic feelings he may have had for her when he even tried to inquire about them. For her, it was all business. Kanan was warned by Famous to help out or they would be kicked out. Kanan then decided to take what he believed to be Rack's. A few G-packs were taken by him for street selling. Kanan ignored Marvin's advice to avoid robbing his mother, despite his warning. She went to the movies with Corey, a teenager, and Jukebox confronted him for introducing her to the church members. She gave him a fight invitation and spanked the youngster. Police intervened and took her into custody. Burke went to a crack house in search of Sam. He was already dead when she found him. When Howard arrived at the scene, Burke informed her that she believed Sam knew who had shot Howard. Tony Danza's character Stefano Marchetti, the head of the South Side New York Italian mob, was visited by Sal Baselli. He requested his consent to go to war on his side of the city. Stefano informed him that Rack had already called to inquire as to whether he would be with Baselli in the event of a war. Sal was warned by Stefano not to get involved. Baselli had to return to his side of town right away after they quickly put their dispute to rest. When detectives spoke with Freddie's neighbor, who saw him shoot someone, he said he didn't know anything. Rack met with her brothers to reassure them that Stefano's mob would stay out of their dispute with Sal. She ordered them to maintain their position. Burke surprised Jukebox and inquired about debt. Howard's paternity. Jukebox refuted the assertion but alerted Burke to police pursuit. Marvin and Lulu, who were disguised, carried out a drive-by murder in Jersey, killing a few of Sal's men in the process. Lulu made the decision to go after receiving an unexpected letter from the bank. He discovered that after his passing, Crown Camacho's share of his business would go to Raquel. Lou was very upset by this. Tremont and Abraham were contacted by Rack and Marvin to discuss a distribution deal. Because they didn't want to inherit another middleman, they turned down her offer. They directly negotiated a deal with her plug, Joaquin. Rack was given money in exchange for taking care of Cartier and freeing Abraham from prison. Rack forewarned them against betraying her. Jukebox spoke with Mr. Bingham, Nicole's father, about his investigation into debt. Burke. He was certain that Nicole received the drugs that killed her from the police officer. Finally, Jukebox came clean and admitted that Nicole had discovered the drugs in her bag and that she wouldn't assist in lying to a police officer. Burke, in the meantime, caught Kanan peddling drugs on a corner and detained him. Burke revealed to Kanan that Rack was formerly Howard's informant and that their bond deepened over time. She informed him that, unlike what everyone had been led to believe, Defcon was not his father. She attempted to arrest Kanan after he refuted her, but he knocked her to the ground and fled. Rack came to see Joaquin, and Juliana was there. The reason Tremont fired Rack was because of Juliana. Raquel declared that their transaction was complete and said she would locate another plug. Rack is extremely harmful, as Joaquin warned Juliana. Juliana argued that she was as well. When Marvin arrived at his house, he heard a noise and pulled his rifle, thinking it was a robber. He looked into it, and Jukebox was there. She declared that she was moving back in with him. The father and daughter grew closer. Rack was standing in her brand new vacant home. Lulu arrived to question her on the bank notice. He didn't own anything, she said, but she did own him. She explained to him about the looping broken record. She insisted that he join the family business for the rest of his life and that she was his owner. During their meeting, Kanan admitted to pushing Burke and informed Howard that the detective was looking into their past. Howard advised Kanan that they needed to talk and reassured him that Burrell's story wouldn't stick. Worrell was informed by Unique that he intended to leave the crack business and that crack will not soon be the main drug. Suddenly, Sal Baselli's troops struck a few of Rack's project towers. Unique survived the gunfight and Worrell was dead. Sal's men assassinated Zissa while they were at Lou's recording studio, but Lulu defeated them. Sal's men attacked the main project building. Marvin repelled them but took a bullet to the abdomen. He sought shelter with the man in a wheelchair who had once confronted him. Kenya visited Rack at her former residence to talk. Rack's security team had perished. They were attacked by Sal's men, who shot Kenya. Despite being shot in the shoulder, Rak managed to hold up and kill one goon inside the house. Rak was about to be killed as the shooter stood over her, but Unique killed him by shooting him in the back. Instead of killing Rak, Unique offered to assist her while she was weak. He had a partnership with her. Howard came across the aftermath of her and Unique surviving the gunfire while traveling with Kanan to speak with Rak.